and thanks for joining me on this autumn co-op championship called Balance of Power. And this week we will be driving S1 cars of our liking, as long as the drivetrain is all-wheel drive. And it is an all-road championship. Just like last week, there will be no blaming the conditions of this trial, as it should suit my limited capabilities nicely. Will I be able to cash in on this remains to be seen, as the name might be Balance of Power, as sure there will be power, there will not be a lot of balance. I very much doubted which car to take this week. I wanted to drive something that was just plain good. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but one car that might actually get the job done. Enough with the strange cars, at least for this week's episode. So I took out the Bugatti EB110 Supersport. Now it might be from 1992, but it is very competitive in S1. Some might even argue it is overpowered. As I said, there will be power. But as we look at the lineup for this race, the Horizon Festival Sprint, we can already see that there might be a small problem with the balance. 4 out of 6 cars are some version of the Nissan GT-R, and the one other car that is not is a Ford Ranger Raptor. Now I might actually prefer him to be a Nissan as well, as bringing a pickup truck to an S1 road event triggers all kinds of alarms in my head. But for now, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I start at the front, but since this tune does not have the clutch upgraded, I'm not that fast off the line. Immediately I get blocked, not helping me escape the mayhem that will rain down on us from behind. And indeed we see some teammates doing a very reasonable pass on the first turn. Very balanced driving. Again with the blocking, again with the flying teammates. Somebody should warn them they're in cars. The driving with Cortana was the other event, not this one. Nice driving, somebody exclaims, another fan of the cynical comments. You must be my soul brother. I'm in 8th place and must find some way to get past these flying machines. It seems our pickup truck searched and found his balance against the side of a tree. I take a few short trips through the countryside to rekindle with my spirit, all of which actually hurdles me to 4th place. 2 teammates and 1 driver in front. I slow down just enough to get the cutback on the driver. All of the shenanigans we got to endure makes me want to pass the 2 teammates as well, but cleanly. And not if it will cost us the victory, of course, so I have to be fast and careful. 1 down, 1 to go. And I get alongside. But I back out, as I do not want to crash, or worse, make him crash. And that actually grants him the victory. Which, even with my crashing into the wall, solidifies our team victory in this first race of the championship. So the balance of power shifts towards our team. We had more power. But balance? What balance? I do wonder if the next races will be just as messy, or will people have learned from this first race. I wonder what races we will get. I sure hope nothing too technical. But for now, we can already celebrate our first victory and claim a championship point. The next race is also a sprint with mostly fast sections, but it also features some nasty hairpin turns. Of course, I'm talking about the Ambleside Sprint. And if I can, I will work my way through the pack, so I will be in front of them before we get to those hairpin turns. But, as it seems, I'm starting dead last, so I will have to wade my way through the muddy banks of this race to reach the top of the leaderboard. Do I have the power to do so? More importantly, do I have the balance to reach the top? The first few corners in this little town of Ambleside. I'm pretty sure there will be blood. Luckily only as a figure of speech. Off we go, and well, I'm not too sure what the Raptor was aiming for, as he already collides with the wall even before crossing the start line. Now over here, I decide to brake and stay on the inside of the corner, avoid getting shoved wide. Then shift to the other side of the road to get on the inside once again and stay there as much as I can. Unfortunately, I can't avoid the Tron car. which cost me most of my momentum. But again, I stay on the inside. I do not want to get involved in any of the mayhem, but the driver car Bugatti completely blocks me. And in trying to get past the Beamer, I want to show off my best drifting skills. The Tron car gets past, but I'm just glad I did not end up as a wallflower. A skill the Tron car has perfected, as we will see again and again in these hairpin turns. I was unable to be in front of the pack before this section, so let's just hope we get through cleanly. The online penalty system can be a bit harsh, but this blatant wall riding, as far as I'm concerned, they can punish that always, even in single player. And now we get to kiss and ride. I will try to stay on the inside once again, as that served me well up until now. He goes a little bit wide, to no one's surprise, but also gets in my way. I do get to pass him, but not as cleanly as I would have liked. But I do consider it his own fault and not mine. We're now on the final stretch. Assuming he did another wall ride, I probably have the better exit, and that should secure my first place, barring a mistake from my side. I make none, and I do finish in first place. I worked my way through the mud and the blood, crawled my way from the gutter all the way to the crown, and here I am enjoying the spoils of the victory. An amazing 650 points. But that in turn means we get to win another race. We get our second championship point. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it has been quite a while, but I think this indicates the return of the last race is for honor only. I just hope I can defend mine as well as I did in the previous race, avoiding most of the shenanigans and just cleanly race my way to the top. And for the final race, we get a circuit race. Fear was pumped in my heart as I initially thought it was the very tight circuit in the town we just started the previous race in. To luckily only realize that it was not when I saw the map. Then I quickly realized it was one of the circuits I enjoy a lot, the Broadway Village Circuit. People will drive in a very balanced manner, especially on the first lap, where racing is very tight. The balance of power is strong in this lobby. And here's me, just hoping I can actually survive that first lap. We go off the line and, well, just look at the balance. My chi is radiating, that's how balanced this is. And I want to stay on the inside, but even that turns out to be an unsafe option. I slowly get going again, trying to find my way through the thick of the pack. I'm getting blocked by a driver car, but I get past, only to get blocked by a teammate. My momentum is gone and my chi is hiding in the basement, mixing up some medicine. I'm on the pavement. I expected half the field to be out wide here, but it seems they are not. The driver car helps me brake and that allows me to pass 3 cars in one corner. Thank you, driver car. The tune for this car, of which I'm not going to pronounce the name, y'all can read that, is created by Fringed Gull 4566 and features very nice statistics. As I said, it does not have the clutch upgrade, so if you are not shifting with a clutch like me, the shifting is rather slow, as you can notice if you listen to the engine sound. But even then, it is still a very competitive car and tune. Give it a go. Second lap and I still have to catch 3 cars. But we're now closing in on a moment in my life of which I'm not too proud. I did not realize how bad it was until I saw the footage again. I hit the pickup truck after he had a bit of a moment, and it seems that nudge was enough to see him spiraling off into the side of the wall of that tight corner. If you are watching, I am sorry. There's a fight, a bump, a first place, and then look who's resurrected from the Shadow Realm. The Raptor is back, and, well, if he's after my blood, I would not blame him too much, but he keeps it clean. He also takes a very balanced line through the first corner. Will I be able to catch him in a more cleanly fashion this lap? I do get close, but, well, only to get blocked again. That's not very clean. Only a couple of corners left. I must make my move fast or it will be too late. He goes wide. I do not. I get the pass done. Make it stick. Get a clean run through the corner. made my escape. Up in the lead, one more corner. Here we go. Another beautiful apex. Good acceleration. Drag race to the finish line. No balance, all power. First place. First place. Apart from the bit where I almost center-rapped to the Shadow Realm, I fought valiantly for my honor and defended it well. I was able to restore balance in the force, power. I do have some doubts if the balance was restored in the other players, but nevertheless, this was another race where we have an abundance of points. This championship proved to be another easy one, as we won each and every race with quite the lead in points. That means we get to take home all 3 championship points. We are the championship winners. Balance of power, not so much completed as we pretty much obliterated it, granting us the legendary Volkswagen number 94 IDR. That's it. Oh, no, one last thing. If you do not press the thumbs up button, I will mess up the balance of your chi. Gesundheit. I will use my power to disturb your balance if you do not describe, and I will... Oh well, never mind, forget it. Do whatever the hell you please, but I do hope to see you again next week. Until then, goodbye.